Morning, guys. Welcome up to the Canyons. This is Sam from the YouTube channel Seen Through Glass. He came on the podcast last week, and I don't know if that episode will air yet by the time. Whatever. He's from England.
Hi.
And he's just hanging out. So here's my Focus RS. I took it to Mountune last week. I was going to sell it. I wasn't thrilled with it, but then all of a sudden something happened. Okay. The seats broke in a little bit, and then the break-in period with the engine was over, and I got some more power, and then I was like, all right, we're going to keep it, and we're going to make it fast.
Nice.
So we went to Mountune, and I did their intake, their bypass valve, their short shift kit. I put a Magnaflow exhaust on it, and then their intercooler and their tune. Yeah, so those things. It's not that much. Intake, exhaust, intercooler, tune, short shifter. That's really it. The total value of the parts on the car are $2,800. Full disclosure, Mountune did give them to me for free. For this, really.
Yeah. For this purpose,
for this
right
exact
now.
purpose.
Is there
right
anything
now.
you didn't choose? Anything you could have added that they offer?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's pretty much everything they've got for this car right now.
Nice.
And so we went from 325 horsepower, 350 at the wheels on World Motorsports Wind Tunnel Mustang all-wheel drive dyno. We gained at the peak 26 wheel horsepower and 91 pounds of torque at the wheels for a result of 350 wheel horsepower and 441 pounds of torque. But that doesn't tell the whole story. If you look at the dyno chart, which I will put on the screen for you here, you'll see it's all about area under the curve, if you know how to read a dyno chart. And the amount of real estate that has been freed up under the curve is staggering. And there's more power everywhere. And let's go for a drive. I will demonstrate. So we're gonna put it in Sportmodus. Sportmodus ein.
After all of that, the seatbelts work, don't they?
Seatbelts work.
Good.
Yes. And then and you have to turn off ESC, because with this amount of power, the ESC can go a little nutty.
Okay.
If you leave it on. So we're gonna go off, but that's okay. We don't.
Absolutely.
Right. So you've been in an RS before, Steve?
Very briefly, for about a 2-minute drive around an estate.
Okay, well you can give me the right seat impression.
Okay, I'm looking at GoPros right now, but
but you can feel G-forces.
Yep.
The Magnaflow exhaust I've got is their street sport system. It's 2 3/4 inches, and it's very similar to the stock exhaust. Actually, the tips look a little different. And they tell me 4 to 5 decibels louder, but it sounds good. It sounds throaty, and right here, 4,000 RPM, it's making 80 horsepower over stock. So even though the peak gain is only 26, at lower RPM, it makes way more power than stock.
It feels quick. It feels very perky.
Doesn't that feel perky?
Perky.
Perky's a good word.
Yeah, wow.
And then, of course, the Mountune short shift kit, they don't actually do anything in the cabin. It's a bell crank that goes on the gearbox itself. So they don't have to pull apart the interior to do it. And it's a really nice looking piece of hardware. It makes the shifter throw 10 to 15% shorter. I didn't really notice it. Like, they were like, just put a short shifter in. And I was like, I don't know. And then I felt it and went back to the stock one. I was like, yep, short shifter.
Okay, short shifter needed.
Definitely needed. And if you look at the dyno chart, the gains at peak aren't huge because it's limited by the size of the turbo. You know, you max out that turbo because Ford likes to use small turbos, whereas Volkswagen uses bigger than necessary turbos. And so it maxes out the turbo at the top end, but in the middle, oh boy, at 3,000 RPM, you have an extra 100 pounds of torque, and at 4,000 RPM, you have an extra 80 horsepower. So it's really a big improvement.
Feels
and we've caught a Camry.
Quick.
It does feel quick, doesn't it? I don't know what the oh my god. Here's the normal speed for this road.
Just kind of revealed how much fun we were having.
You want to let me by?
Come on, man.
No?
Oh, how do we abuse him? Let's troll him on Twitter.
Oh. License plate.
Call out his license plate.
Number plates, no, number TBT, 7BT. All right, well.
Take him down.
Whatever. I'll U-turn it once we have visibility over the crest. Okay. We're going to go back the other way because fuck that guy. All right. Look how bad the turning radius is.
That is
It's
appalling.
really bad.
For a
isn't it?
town car,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. All right, so first gear flat. It rips, huh?
Oh my god, really rips. It's literally pushing me back in my seat.
You need a lot of room to run it. In the tighter canyons, you can't really access the power band. But look at this.
Wow, we're flying. This is awesome. It's very weird for me because usually I have a steering wheel here. So going this quick on this side of the car with
But tell me that's not, I mean, for a little 2.3.
Come on, it's so quick. Feels awesome.
When they dyno these cars, they actually have to remove the rear diff. They don't take it out of the car, they just unplug it. Because the way this ECU works is it wants to overdrive the rear wheels compared to the fronts, and so you can't actually dyno it properly in four-wheel drive mode. So if you ever see someone trying to dyno it and coming out with like really crap numbers, it's because they probably left it in four-wheel drive mode or because the car's not broken in yet. Either one will result in low dyno numbers. And of course, your dyno numbers will vary dependent on the dyno, but the gains are what you're looking at, and those should be very consistent.
This is so much fun, this thing.
It rips, doesn't it?
It really rips, yeah, but it feels
fast.
great through the corners as well. It's very bumpy.
It is,
One
it's stiff.
thing, yeah, very
it's
stiff. But
And this is in normal suspension mode.
Okay.
Look, I'll put it in track suspension mode. Wait, track. No. Drive mode, track. Okay, so this is stiff suspension. And it's like, it's worse. It's like, whoa. It's terrible.
It actually feels like we're going over a cattle grid.
Yeah, it's really, really bad in stiff mode. And so I leave it in normal suspension mode all the time. That's stiff enough for me.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, the throttle response, see that? Yeah, look, we got to get out of this mode. It stinks. Back to sport. Okay. It's, oh, see that? Yeah, it's stiff.
There's a hop.
But with the bigger intercooler, the intercooler's 1.5 inches thicker now. So you can run it, and it's also all aluminum end tanks and stuff. So you can run it basically in the overboost mode kind of all the time. That's how it makes the power. And I ran this thing hard the other day. The needle didn't move a lick, and you get a lot more power down low, so it's more usable every day.
Well, I mean, yeah, from the passenger seat, it just feels like it's so urgent every time.
Yeah.
Every time it's like, go, 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 go.
It's really like a manic thing.
Yeah, it's like
really,
a little terrier. It's
yeah. Go, 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 go. But the steering is super tight on center, and you don't have to turn the wheel very much, but I might need to do some brake pads and fluid really soon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because it just rips.
This road is freaking awesome.
Isn't
as
this
well.
road
Oh my
great?
god,
Yeah.
so good.
It tightens down here. But it's really, you know, it's all about that mid-range. You know, you in the canyons where you're going kind of in and out of boost and stuff like that, to have the power accessible at a much lower RPM, it really just wants to go.
Yeah, it just wants to fly, and the exhaust sounds awesome. I keep hearing little cracks and pops.
Yeah.
Wow.
The stock exhaust does that too.
Okay.
The stock exhaust is surprisingly fruit in this car. You don't gain a lot of power, or I mean really any, just from the exhaust.
Okay.
But it's a little louder, and I don't know. Magnaflow gave it to me. And
Yeah.
there you go.
Then it's
sounds,
worthwhile.
Yeah, it sounds good. But like, it's got so much grip too.
It's got so much grip. I'm glad these seats are
Yeah, they're bolstered.
plugging me in. Yeah, for sure.
And my driver's seat really broke in at about 1,500 miles. All of a sudden, I got in the car one day and went, "Oh, this has just gotten comfortable."
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's very solid. And
Pretty cool, huh?
yeah, so
Let's
cool.
go back up the hill.
For sure. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, the U-turns are like, they're just painful.
It's that Austin Powers moment
Oh.
when you go,
Oh, I smell brakes. Brakes is working. Brakes are working.
Yeah, you're going to be powering through those pads, I think.
Probably, yeah. That's okay. Just an excuse to get better ones.
Yeah.
But it's easy to drive, and I feel like this is kind of how it should have come.
Sure, this level.
Yeah, because when I got the car, I was like, yeah, you know, it's just not as crazy as I want it to be. Like, I want it to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, a bit of a lunatic.
And now it is.
It definitely feels, man. And it feels accessible though, right? The power, like
yeah. You can just use less throttle.
Yeah.
You don't have to use it all. And so the stock, you would only get into the overboost if you went on the floorboard.
Okay.
So now you can access the higher level of boost at different partial throttle inputs. So even at half throttle, it feels quite a bit pokier.
Nice.
Is that your word? Pokey?
Yeah, pokey.
Is that your word? Yeah.
Or yeah.
What was your word?
Oh,
Perky?
Perky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that's perky is going to be good. Let's
Yeah,
be
we
honest.
love perky.
Anything.
Yeah. Not just cars as well. Anything perky.
Like Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, there you go. Perky.
She's very perky.
Very perky. Yeah.
And
we
what's
like
her name?
her.
Pippa Middleton?
Pippa.
God,
No, she's the
lovely.
definition of perky.
She is lovely.
She is great. She's a great UK
What a winner.
export. There we go.
They really, to go from the Queen Mum to her is really, that's an upgrade.
Yes, for sure.
Although Di was hot.
Di was hot, but you know,
Yeah.
a sensitive subject for us Brits. Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
still emotional.
Is it?
Too soon, man.
20 years later.
Too soon.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Oh. Yeah, Di could have get it. She was hot.
You can't say that.
You can't say
You'd
Di
be
could
shot
get
in the UK for saying that. You can't think
Fortunately-
Di would get it.
Fortunately, I'm in California.
Okay, yeah, they're fine, a bit more liberal.
Oh, the power up
It's
the hill.
great.
The problem is now this is going to be a car that I can really get into trouble with.
Yeah.
Because
Well, like when we caught up with the Camry, I mean, we realised very quickly how quickly we were going.
it does handle the big whoops. It handles really, really well. So as you can see, I'm excited. Happy Matt is happy, and the guys at Mountune really, really killed it with this kit. It's got a really clean look. The intake arm looks awesome, and the car's, it's got the level of crazy that we need now.
Absolutely.
For RS.
A little bit of a lunatic.
So yeah, if you're interested in getting this kind of stuff, MounttuneUSA.com, or if you're in Europe, just Mountune.com. And I mean, I'm very pleased with the stuff they did on this car. It's faster, it sounds great, the shifter action is really good. And there's a lot to like here, and I'm going to drive the wheels off this thing because why not? Thanks, Sam.
Thank you for the ride. Absolutely.
And you brought a car. We're going to go hop in his car. So is that for your channel?
That's for my channel, Aston Martin Vanquish.
So I'm going to give him a tour of the canyons in an Aston Martin Vanquish on Seen Through Glass on YouTube. So check that out. And thanks to the guys at Mountune, and check out what's going on with the car in my Wheelwell garage. Blah, blah, blah. I see you later.